Hey, thanks for watching this book review. One thing I forgot to mention in the review itself is don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on the subscribe bar, it's right there, and then when the notification bell pops up, click on it, and you'll be notified anytime I add content to the channel. Also, feel free to share this video or any other videos on the channel. And if you have any questions or concerns, comments, or maybe even a sarcasm, 2timothy4.2.3@gmail.com is my email, or you can leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and on with the show. Well, hello, and welcome to today's book review. Today we're going to be reviewing God's Not Dead, Evidence for God in an Age of Uncertainty by Rice Broocks, by W Publishing Group, an imprint of Thomas Nelson, published in 2013. It's 278 pages, including 11 pages of index and 20 pages of notes. Now, Rice Broocks is the co-founder of Every Nation Family of Churches, which currently has churches and campus ministries in more than 70 nations. He is also the senior minister of Bethel World Outreach Church in Nashville, Tennessee, which is described as a multi-ethnic and multi-site church. He's also a graduate of Mississippi State University and holds a master's degree from Reformed Theological Seminary in Jackson, Mississippi, as well as doctorates from Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena, California. And is the author of several books. Broocks is the author of not only God's Not Dead, Evidence for God in an Age of Uncertainty, but also Man, Myth, and Messiah, Answering History's Greatest Question, The Unknown Right, to Know Jesus Christ and to Make Him Known, and several other books. Now, the stated goal of God's Not Dead is straightforward enough. He wants to help readers to develop a faith that is real, that is credible, and strong enough to help others find faith in God. Now, to that end, Rice Broocks outlines a roadmap that guides seekers to acknowledge the most basic truths of Christianity. And me as a minister and as a parent, that is something that is critical. In other words, that a person that I'm studying the Bible with, or that my child, develop their own faith. That they don't just accept something because I, the preacher, am standing up there on Sunday mornings pontificating and telling them, well, you need to believe X, Y, or Z simply because I say so. Think for yourself. Now, there is overwhelming and great evidence for God's existence. He points that out in the book. The God who exists is indeed the God of the Bible, and God has revealed His nature through His Son, Jesus Christ. Those are the things he's going to discuss. He's going to discuss that real faith is not blind. Our faith is actually evidence-based, and there is overwhelming evidence that God exists. And he offers 9 basic proofs of God's existence and gives clear understanding, overview of the evidence. Now, I've been reading a lot of apologetics and research for a book that I hope to have finished in 2020 or 2021. And I've actually read this book in 2019, and it's just taken me a little while to do this review. And one thing that I want to keep in mind is that Christianity is not a blind faith. It is actually an informed faith. And books like this make the point. Now, in God's Not Dead, Mr. Broocks draws not just from theology, but science and history and philosophy to offer persuasive arguments of God's existence and His presence in everyday lives. Chapter 2 is dedicated to refuting the notion that Christianity is a blind faith. Coming into Chapter 3, he's going to tackle the reality of evil. Now, you might sit there and think, well, yeah, evil exists. But we're moving to an idea in a lot of places that truth is relative, that what's true for me may not be true for you, and that facts are, what's the term they're using nowadays, alternative facts. But facts are facts, truth exists, and the existence of evil is one of the top reasons people will choose to reject Christianity. But the existence of a supreme being in general is also one of the things that gets rejected. But Broocks points out that without God, we have no good. And if we have no good, we have no evil. And to have one, you have to have the other. Also in the book, he's going to delve into the fact that life is no accident. Our life does have meaning and purpose. Now for some things that I like about God's Not Dead. First of all, it is easy to read. I do enjoy reading, but I don't like a lot of technical jargon. I don't like someone to take pages and pages to say something that could be said in one paragraph. And I do like his scholarship. He's got an earned doctorate. He is a lecturer. He is very well read, very well studied. And the book does challenge you to think. I don't like books that just want you to believe it because the author said so, because he's got a PhD or an EDD or whatever, all that alphabet soup after his name. I like books that are going to make me think and that are going to challenge me, and this one will do that. And then also the notes and the index. Now, if you've looked at my other book reviews, you know that books of this nature, I absolutely must have an index where I can go and find subjects that I want to look at, and then a bibliography. When I taught at a community college, that's one of the things that I really nailed people on term papers, as if you did not have a bibliography, and he's got that. And then he also has a balanced use of personal testimonials. This is a caveat when it comes to discussing Christianity and the truthfulness of it. A lot of people in a lot of denominations rely very heavily on their personal testimony. And you'll see, oh, it's testimony night. I'm going to tell you all the rotten things I did before I became a Christian. And they have their place. Testimonials do have their place. Businesses use them. These endorsements you see for insurance companies, for various law firms, whatever, those are basically testimonials, and they have their place. But Christianity is not based on something like a testimonial, which, remember, is subjective. I can tell you how bad I was or how bad I thought I was and then became a Christian, but I need to have something solid to base my faith on. And a testimonial, while it helps, is not solid evidence of the existence of God. Now, there are some things that I don't like about the book. On page 177, he has a discussion of what is known as the Q source. And one could take away from this book that he does not accept the Q source as genuine, but it is unclear. Here is the section that I'm talking about, and then here he discusses the Q source, and he even down here discusses some differences and some issues that are hard to harmonize. Such as Judas's death account between Matthew 27 and Acts 1:18, but none of these tensions, he says, affect our understanding of the core message. And you can see here he's discussing the Q source. Now, the Q source gets its name from the German word for source, which starts with the letter Q, and it was a bunch of German theologians who came up with this idea in the 19th century. Also, he discusses salvation throughout the book, but he stops short of telling the reader what exactly he needs to do to become a Christian. Now, to me, that's an important matter. If I'm talking to you about Christianity, it's the truth, it's God's way, then I need to tell you how to become a Christian. And he really doesn't do that, so I'm really not sure if he accepts the biblical plan of salvation or the more denominational sinner's prayer kind of salvation. Overall, it is a very good book. It is easy to read. It was made into a film that I have not seen the film, so I'm not going to comment any on that, but just on the book. And to give the book a rating, I like to give it a rating based on a unit of measurement that is unique to the book. And he talks in there in some places about roads and highways. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a 3.5 out of 5 roads on this one. So I'd like to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below, or you can send me a personal private message at 2timothy4.2.3@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.